to the Golden State Warriors News Today channel. Take the opportunity to leave that like and subscribe to the channel. Let's go to today's news.
The Golden State Warriors might be on the verge of making a bold move. With the season progressing and trade rumors heating up, the big question arises: could Zach Lavine be the missing piece to propel the Warriors back to the top of the Western Conference? Currently, the team holds a 24-23 record and sits in 10th place in the West, showing signs of improvement with 3 wins in their last 4 games. But is that enough? With the trade window still open, the Warriors front office is exploring options to strengthen the roster, and Lavine's name is gaining traction. According to Anthony Slater of The Athletic, the Warriors' priority might be shifting. Instead of Miami Heat's Jimmy Butler, the franchise could be leaning toward investing in the Chicago Bulls guard. Zach Lavine might generate more interest, depending on the cost, Slater noted. This rumor has gained even more traction after Brett Siegel of Clutch Points stated that talks between the Warriors and Bulls are very real and could be progressing. The big question: how to finalize this deal without giving up key pieces like Andrew Wiggins and Jonathan Kuminga. Siegel points out that there is a viable way to acquire Lavine without involving Wiggins, exploring a package that could include names like Dennis Schroeder, Buddy Hield, Kyle Anderson, Gary Payton II, Kevin Looney, and even Moses Moody. This would allow the Warriors to add an elite scorer without compromising their core. Lavine, now in the 3rd season of a 5-year, $215 million contract with the Bulls, boasts impressive numbers, averaging 24 points per game while shooting 51.1% from the field and 44.6% from 3. Alongside Stephen Curry, he could form one of the most explosive backcourts in the league. Additionally, a hypothetical scenario suggested by Siegel could involve Talen Horton-Tucker joining the Warriors, while contracts like Nick Smith Jr., Seth Curry, and Taj Gibson will be sent to the Hornets to facilitate the deal. It's a complex move, but if completed, it could turn the Warriors into a serious playoff contender. But what do you think, Warriors fans? Is Zach Lavine the missing piece to get the Warriors back into title contention? What could Zach Lavine bring to the Warriors? If the Warriors manage to complete this deal without losing Wiggins or Kuminga, they would acquire one of the most efficient scorers in the NBA. Lavine not only possesses elite offensive talent, but is also an athletic player capable of creating his own shot and attacking the rim explosively. This could take some pressure off Stephen Curry and add more versatility to the team's offense. Furthermore, pairing him with Curry would create an extremely dangerous backcourt, combining Steph's lethal 3-point shooting with Lavine's slashing and scoring ability. With a more balanced offense, the Warriors could elevate their game and become a real threat in the playoffs. But not everything is perfect. The big issue: financial impact and defensive concerns. Lavine's contract is massive. He still has 3 guaranteed years remaining, totaling $215 million, which would severely impact the Warriors' financial flexibility in the future. The team already has one of the highest payrolls in the league, and adding Lavine would make it even harder to keep the roster competitive in the coming years. Another concern is defense. The Warriors have always valued players who fit into their defensive system, and while Lavine is a talented scorer, he is not known for his defense. Losing key defenders like Gary Payton II and Kevin Looney in a potential trade could significantly weaken the team's ability to contain opponents. So the lingering question is, should the Warriors go all in on Lavine, or would it be wiser to target a player who fits their system better? Alternatives in the market? If the Warriors decide that Lavine isn't the best option, what other targets could they pursue? Jimmy Butler is still on the radar, but Miami's asking price may be too high. Other potential options include Pascal Siakam, who provides an immediate impact on both offense and defense, or even a surprising return of Kelly Oubre Jr., who could add depth to the roster. The Warriors' front office has a tough decision ahead. The team must balance the need to strengthen the roster with financial realities and roster limitations. If they find the right piece, the Warriors could dream of a deep playoff run, but if they make the wrong move, they could jeopardize the franchise's future. Now, we want to hear from you, Warriors fans. Is Zach Lavine the ideal reinforcement for the team, or should the Warriors look elsewhere? Drop your comments and join the discussion. My thoughts as a Warriors fan. As a Warriors fan, this potential trade for Zach Lavine has me torn. On one hand, there's no denying that Lavine is an elite scorer, someone who can create his own shot and take some of the offensive burden off Stephen Curry. If the team can acquire him without giving up Andrew Wiggins and Jonathan Kuminga, the offense would reach a new level, and that could be the difference in the playoff race. But here's the issue, Lavine isn't known for his defense, and the Warriors are already struggling with defensive consistency this season. Losing key players like Gary Payton II and Kevin Looney, who are crucial to the team's defensive identity, could create more problems than solutions. Moreover, Lavine's contract is a monster. We're talking over $40 million per season through 2027. This would further restrict the team's future flexibility and make it harder to adjust the roster in the coming years. If I were Bob Myers, or rather Mike Dunleavy Jr., I would think twice before making this trade. If the priority is an impact player, perhaps it would make more sense to target someone who brings both scoring and defense, like OG Anunoby or Pascal Siakam, who fit better into the Warriors' system. That being said, if the Warriors can land Zach Lavine without giving up Wiggins and Kuminga, then the conversation changes. Imagine a lineup with Curry, Lavine, Wiggins, Kuminga, and Draymond Green. The offense would be explosive, and the team would become a real problem for any opponent. But if making this deal means dismantling the defense and losing key pieces, it could be too risky. And you Warriors fans, what do you think about this potential trade? Is Lavine the right guy to elevate this team, or would it be a mistake to compromise the franchise's future? Comment below and join the debate. If you enjoyed this analysis, make sure to subscribe to Warriors News Fan Update so you don't miss any Warriors updates. Would Lavine really put the Warriors back in title contention? If the Warriors managed to bring in Zach Lavine, they would gain a reliable scorer to play alongside Stephen Curry. This would ease some of Steph's offensive burden, allowing him to play more off-ball, something that has always worked well in the Warriors system. Additionally, Lavine would create more floor spacing, adding more versatility to the team's offense. But here's a concerning factor. Would this trade put the Warriors back in title contention, or would it just secure a play-in spot? Right now, the team is 10th in the West, and even with a stronger offensive roster, would that be enough to compete with teams like the Nuggets, Timberwolves, Clippers, and Thunder? Looking at the competition in the West, the reality is that the Warriors need more than just an offensive upgrade. The defense remains inconsistent, the bench needs to be more productive, and the team struggles to maintain consistency throughout games. Trading for Lavine would solve one issue, but create others. The impact on the franchise's future. Another crucial factor is the financial and structural impact on the team in the long term. If the Warriors take on Lavine's heavy contract, they will have less flexibility for future moves. This means strengthening the team in the coming seasons would become much more difficult, especially considering Draymond Green and Curry are entering the later stages of their careers. And let's not forget, Jonathan Kuminga is a young talent who has shown incredible development. If the Warriors truly want to build a sustainable future, perhaps the best move is to develop Kuminga and invest in him as the franchise's next star. If the trade happens and Lavine arrives, the Warriors will need to win now, as the franchise's financial future could become even more complicated. Is this gamble worth it? Now let's hear from you, Warriors fans. Is Zach Lavine the missing piece for another title run? Or could this trade be a strategic mistake? Comment and let's discuss.